the only game that they left on the computer. So where's our guest speaker?
Right there with Jeff.
Oh.
He's ready.
Okay.
He's ready to go right now.
Okay, let's do it.
You are. Until I turn it.
Different name.
Yeah. Hey, come on. We should how popular we are. I'm waiting. I expect it. Any minute. Good.
Officer Hart.
Yeah.
H-A-R-T.
H-A-R-T.
And the J is for J-A-Y? You got it. We're high tech here. We want to make sure we got your name there right. Okay, guys, we're ready to get started. Okay, guys, welcome to our annual Woodside Neighborhood Association meeting. And so before we get started, tomorrow's Veterans Day, so if we have any veterans or families of veterans in the audience, I really, really, really want to thank you for your service. Okay, so I'll be the first one this Veterans Day a few hours early. And thank you for your service. All right, so tonight our order of business includes a guest speaker, and we have our Officer Jay Hart, right, here to speak with us. There's been some security issues in the neighboring communities, and so we don't want them to spread to Woodside, and he's here to talk to us about our neighborhood safety. So we'll do him first, and then we'll do our business after that. Thank you, Jay.
Okay. I feel a little bit weird. I'm actually just an officer. Sergeant Keith Johnson was going to be
Oh,
tonight, but
I just gave you a
that's
phone.
it. Thank you very much.
You're the guys that do the work.
I like you guys. I'll tell you what. So my name is Jay Hart. I work for the police department, obviously. I'm currently assigned to our anti-crime team, our ACT team. And what we do, basically, is we look at crime patterns within the city, and then we take a look at the people who are good suspects, I guess, for those crimes. So what we do is we profile people. And in doing that, we kind of get a good idea of what these people are about. And what they're about is drugs. I would say probably 95 to 98% of your property crimes that are committed are because of somebody's drug addiction. So the other 3 or 5% usually are juveniles, or they're maybe gang members who might be on drugs, I suppose. But they want some piece of property for their own use. Most of the time, this stuff's getting stolen and it's immediately getting sold so they can get their money to go buy the dope, or sell it directly for dope. So in doing what we do, we do a lot of interviews. We talk to these people who are committing these crimes. And so we actually learn quite a bit about what they're looking for when they're out there prowling around looking for cars and that kind of thing. Typically, what a lot of guys that we look at, they don't want to create a big, loud noise or disturbance when they're committing their crime. So the first thing they do is they just check doors. So the one thing that you can really do to protect yourself and your belongings is to lock your doors. Lock your doors to your sheds. Lock your doors to your garage doors. Lock your front doors. Lock your back sliding glass doors. Anything on a first level, window on a first level, in the summertime especially, we like to leave our windows up. If you leave the house, lock them, shut them. Leave the window closed. Cars are huge. I can't tell you how many vehicle trials that we take where simply the owner of the car just left the door unlocked, or even the windows down, or I know a lot of people when it gets hot in the summertime they leave their Sunroof's open. Yeah, it's very easy to get right through, into the sunroof and open up and unlock that door. So simply just by securing the locks that are there, you can really prevent a lot of crime from happening. These guys are opportunists. If they see something that they want and they can't get it easily, they're going to go to the next car or the next house because it's going to be easy for them to get that because somebody, unfortunately, has left their belongings open and free and the doors unlocked. So that's the other thing. Keep your stuff hidden, like in your cars. People, when they look at it, they don't see anything that they like or that they want, they're going to go to the next car and then you try the door. If they see something they like and the door's, unlocked, it's very easy to shatter a door without making much sound. What they're using right now is these little porcelain pellets. It's more dense than glass. It's basically spark plug porcelain. We'll break that apart and we'll just take that and throw it right at the window. And because it's more dense than glass, it shatters. It's not really loud. Doesn't make a lot of noise. Anybody have Hondas? Hondas are super easy to get into without even breaking the glass. All you got to do is grab that window at the very top and pull it away, and you can slip your hand right down in between the window and the frame of the door. We had one guy who was just bending that piece of metal away from the car. It was very easy to do. Just puts his hand on there, and because the metal's so thin, he just pulled it right away. As far as houses, I know in this area up here, 220 and those experienced some vehicle theft or vehicle prowls, and I think the main reason for that up there is because it's not very well lit up there. So if you can park your car in a well lit area, these guys don't like light. They don't like light at all. Again, they go to what's easy, and if there's a car parked in a dark area where they can take their time with it, they're going to go do that. There's been a couple of daytime garage shed type burglaries where they're going in and taking lawn equipment, whether it be like maybe a chainsaw tape and a couple push mowers, maybe a leaf blower, something like that. And these were in where they were at, from my understanding. I haven't gone up there and taken a look, but just by reading the reports. They're on the back side of houses or between houses where there's not much visibility from the front. Mm-hmm. So if you have that kind of scenario at home, you might want to think about throwing like a floodlight on the side of the house there. So any kind of motion or something like that comes through, that floodlight will kick on and light that area up. So really when you're thinking about protecting yourself from these crimes, lock it up, keep it out of view, and then light it up if you can. So those are the three things that these guys like. It's about 5 minutes right there. How much do you guys have questions for me? I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Go ahead.
I've wondered for years, help me out with your vocabulary.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a vehicle prowl, and a vehicle theft? I guess you steal a vehicle, but a prowl to me, does that really mean they're stealing something out of the car, or does it just mean that they're looking in the car?
No, it just means that they've entered that car with some part of their body and an intent to commit a crime. So whether it be to try to steal something. So if their intent is to go in there and steal something, they're looking around, they open up the glove box, rifling through stuff, they don't find anything, and they leave, even though they haven't stolen anything. Their intent was still to enter that car and steal something if they found something. So we find that a lot. We find the contents of glove boxes all over the cars, yet nothing's gone. Well, somebody's just looking to steal something, they just didn't find anything with it. And typically in those scenarios, when there's nothing that they can immediately see, the door just left them off. So,
and do we report that?
Yes, please.
So report everything.
Report that, yeah. Report that. There's a guy recently on the north end of town who was doing all of his, he's stealing cars. He was stealing cars in the area in which he lived. And it was very easy. We were able to nail him, I think, for three different car thefts, although there were probably 12 taken in that time. He got smart. He realized they better quit copping and these things for them. But he was stealing cars within 3 blocks of where we lived. So, and people do that. Go ahead.
We were talking about trying to do like neighborhood watch within our neighborhood, and what I just need to know what that entails and what we have to, how we have to organize that.
One person needs to volunteer and say, "I'll be the neighborhood watch captain." From then, what you need to do is organize a meeting, just like what you guys have here. Kat Dearborn, will from our police department, who works with all of our neighborhood block watches and block watch captains, will come and give a presentation on what the block watch or the neighborhood watch is all about. Part of that, after you have that initial meeting, she told me it takes around an hour, hour and a half. After that initial meeting, there's a couple of different options that you have. You can they have these signs. I'm sure you've seen signs in different areas of the city, neighborhood block watch, that kind of thing. They're $20 if you want to buy any of those things. Public Works will put them up for you free of charge. From then on, you get monthly block. I think they call them the block watcher. It's an email that's sent to all the block watch captains. The block watch captain sends them out to all of the residents in their neighborhood. And it's got statistics on crimes that are happening throughout the entire city. Some, I guess, information on different crime trends, things that we're seeing, tips, keep yourself safe at home, that kind of thing. Sometimes they have like little deals. I know I saw one they had like Lowe's had a sale on some locks, door locks, and they put like a little advertisement in there, so that kind of thing. You're just required to have that one meeting every year. I know a lot of neighborhood block watches have them a lot more frequently than that, but that's the requirement.
We've got 130 houses. How many captains should we have?
That's a good question. I would assume you would only need one since it's one neighborhood, correct? So it depends, I guess, on how enthusiastic and energetic that one block watch captain would be, if they'd be willing to take on a sizable group like that. So,
how much energy do you have on?
I've got my basketball.
And then Keith was also saying that there has been a number of car pals in this particular area above Barclay that he thought he was going to maybe address when he was here.
I wish you were here.
Okay.
You might have taken a look at those. I had not. I know about the burglaries that happened there over on Spring. Go ahead.
There was a fellow at the Barclay Neighborhood Association who spoke. I think it was Warren. You were there. What you were speaking with from Highland Place? Was that it? Mm-hmm. And he was talking about some really bold thieves who went back and actually cut down a tree and removed it to sell it. While the people were out of town, they knew they were out of town. In other words, they had inside information.
That's pretty extreme. Yeah.
Was that like around Christmas time? No, unfortunately.
We could use that guy in our neighborhood.
I got some trees I can put on.
Really, it just comes down to somebody being in your neighborhood that was out scouting around, looking and saw something that they wanted and took it. I don't know how they got in, if they broke windows or if they peeled the door back or the doors were unlocked. But they saw something they wanted and they took it. And so ultimately, that's the other thing that I've learned is if somebody really wants your stuff, they're going to take it. There's really, unfortunately, there's not much that you can do about it. If they want your car, they're going to take it. If they're good and skilled at it. So it's unfortunate, but that's why we like to try to put together cases on people to keep them away as long as we can.
And if we increase our reporting of stuff, does it increase patrol and all?
It does help because we look at crime trends, and so we've got someone who works in a crime analyst. Her name is Susie Ortiz, and she takes a look at all the reports from the night, the day, or whatever. She starts seeing trends. She'll let us know. She'll map it for us. And that's very helpful to us because we can say, okay, well, there's someone who's worked in this area because probably they know the ins and outs of it. Happening at night, so we can let our patrol guys know. Spend some more time in this area, that kind of thing.
And do you see stuff come and go, like when the carnival's in town? Do you see different things, and when it's not? And I don't mean to pick on the carnival.
Yeah.
Things are happening. I'm sorry.
It's funny when the students come back. When the students come back to school,
right.
In the fall, huge uptick in burglaries of homes down in the Happy Valley area, because now all the electronics are there, and all the Dovers know that that's where to go to get electronics. Because kids leave stuff out in their cars, they leave stuff out, with the window up when they're off at school. And it's very easy for them to go and make them victims, basically. So, we do see an uptick when the kids come back to school.
And is there someplace we can look for information or just go to the badge website?
I think the website has it. So you can go on there and you can see all the reports that were made during the day, and just a brief synopsis of what happened. So I don't know if it hasn't mapped out automatically, but you can take a look.
How much of a deterrent are security lights around your house?
It's great. Security lights are great. Because like bad guys don't like to be in the dark. Or I'm sorry, they don't like to be in the light. They like the dark so they can have time and they can work and